Hi, this is Yolanda Vanveen, and in this segment we're going to talk about how to prune rose plants. Now, roses will come up and do well as long as they get sun, good drainage, and enough moisture. And they're really easy to grow almost anywhere. Now, there's some that are more disease resistant and don't get the black spots, and then there's some that get black spots real easily. So when I'm selecting varieties, I always like to get advice from others as to what are going to be the strongest and the best varieties. So now pruning is really whacking your plant back. Trimming is giving it a haircut, but pruning is truly whacking it. Now, I have found that roses love to be pruned, especially in the summertime, because it'll encourage new growth and you'll get lots more blooms through the fall. So if you don't prune at all, they'll still look good, but you won't get half as many blooms as if you whack them. So the rule of thumb is don't prune more than 1/3 of a plant at any one time because it might shock it. And you don't want to prune into the wood. You got to make sure there's leaves on the plant where you're cutting down to. Because if you're cutting down to wood, it will not grow again. You got to have those leaves. And so I have found too, whatever looks like a Medusa, you want to cut out. And when you're cutting them, make sure that you cut them at a point where the stem meets a leaf and cut them at an angle. And so that way it'll fill in and shoot up more starts much easier. And so you want to just keep pruning it back, and I've gotten to the point that I'm not that strict about making sure it's exactly at a line. I just love to trim my plants back because the more you trim them, the more flowers you can get through the fall. So I just continually trim and trim and trim. And especially then you can see the more fresher roses too. I want to trim out all the older roses. And you just trim back, and you can keep doing it any time of the year. The best time to really prune back your roses is in the spring before they really get going. And so they have a little more protection over the winter. I'll just kind of clean this up uniform, make it look good through the winter, then really whack it back in the spring so that it'll come up really lush for the next year. It's as easy as that.